So Sportive trim, pretty much the same as the Dynamic when you're sitting in the driver's seat. Touchscreen radio, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, you just need your phone connected via the USB socket there. Aircon, they're all 6 speeds. Auto lights, cruise control with speed limiter, that's the miles on this particular one. And audio controls on this side, auto wipers. The only differences in the cab are the seats on this one are slightly different to the Dynamic trim, which I'll get around the other side and show you. You have the twin sliding doors, obviously one on each side. Now, Sportive trim, this is all colour coordinated. You get the front fogs, LED running lights and the normal headlights obviously. Dynamic trim doesn't come with that, I'll show you that in a sec. So, AdBlue, so it is a Euro 6. Now the Dynamic trim doesn't have a split folding seat, it just has one bench, and the advantage of this one is you can lift one seat up and you have a load through provision in the bulkhead, so you can get longer loads right the way through. Remove, you can take that off and store it on that side, which is why there's a second yellow toggle, and you get the loads right the way through. So the Dynamic trim doesn't have this hole in the bulkhead, doesn't have the colour bumpers front and rear, but other than that it's pretty much the same spec. There you go, that's the rear bumper. On the shorts are always colour coordinated, on the longs they're not. Got the parking sensors on the back as well, and that's the same down the other side. So it only gets that if it's built in Luton. Can occasionally be built in France as well. Now that is the Dynamic trim. So it's got the black bumpers all the way around, same wheel trims as the Sportive, black ribbon strips, black handles. The seat is one solid bench, so it doesn't have the hole in the bulkhead. And on the front, light's terrible at the moment. The front, obviously there's no LED running lights here, you just got the front fogs and the headlights and the black bumpers. Very, very similar specs. The reason they brought that trim level out was because they were having trouble with the colour coordinated bumpers and the hole in the bulkhead on that model. So they brought that one out to help out stock. And believe it or not, now that one is the base entry level spec one. They've actually deleted that model, which is the Edition, because that model doesn't make them as much money as that one. So smaller allocation means more profit needed per unit, which is why Vauxhall only build that as a starting point. So that's the van. It's up at 20,500, 250 for the plywood, and I'm going to hide the admin fee. Should be 199 plus the VAT for the admin fee as well, but as you can see it's 250 plus the 20,500.